everyone. Welcome to deKode with IIITR, the podcast where we explore the journeys and insights of pioneers and change makers who challenge norms and inspire generations. So today we are with Dr. Anil Jain, the founder of leading instrumentation company Vaiseshika Electron Devices and newly appointed Professor of Practice at Indian Institute of Information Technology Raichur. So welcome, sir.
Yes.
So, first, I will talk about your early life, like how it all began. How was the beginning of your journey?
Like any ordinary student of science, I did my graduation from Punjab University, Chandigarh, and then I obtained my master's in science in physics with specialization in solid state physics from Kurukshetra University in the state of Haryana. And thereafter, I decided to set up my own industrial enterprise by the name Vaiseshika Electron Devices for the purposes of manufacturing calibration standards, which are used for the industries, aeronautical applications, aerospace, satellite launching, and the various testing and calibration laboratories in the country. And this all started after I completed my post graduation in physics in 1974.
Okay, great, sir. So, were you curious from the very beginning in science, or something happened which brought you there?
This was a natural choice without any motivation or without any external advisory. Natural flow that I wanted to study physics, chemistry, and mathematics. And then I did BSc, and that is how I did my MS.
And that MSc was also in physics, so yeah. Oh, yes, sir. So, how did your studies gave you this direction which you took?
In fact, when you pass out from a university, you have no idea of the industrial world. Fortunately, nearer to my hometown, Ambala, there was and there is a national research laboratory by the name Central Scientific Instruments Organization. We call it CSIO,
Oh,
Chandigarh. And there I met the director of the institute and I expressed my desire that I wanted to start a small scale industry. Could you suggest that what instrument should I start with in my newly founded unit? Because all these national research laboratories design and develop new instruments, and then there is a transfer of technology from the national research laboratory to the industry.
okay.
So I expressed my desire to the director, and at that time, Dr. Harshvardhan was the director of CSI of Chandigarh. And my entry into the real industrial world started with CSI of Chandigarh.
Okay. So basically, CSIO Chandigarh is the behind your success, we
It
can
is
say.
the industrial mentor of my life, which shaped my life for the next 40 years.
Okay. So what pulled you towards research and PhD?
I have been in the manufacturing of instrumentation from 1974 to 1988, 14 years.
Okay.
And temperamentally, I have an aptitude for teaching because I have been a very good speaker in my university, both in Hindi as well as in English. I have a flair for communication and I have special aptitude for teaching. It is a chance that the Birla Institute of Technology and Science at Pilani
Mm-hmm.
way back in 1988, they invited the members of the industry to undertake an examination at the VITS Pilani to conduct and carry out a research in the field they have worked in the industry for 15 years or 20 years. The basic purpose was let the persons from the industry come and they do the research on the problem which is being faced by them in the real life in the industrial segment or in the industry domain. So that advertisement pulled me towards pursuing a doctoral career, rather a doctoral program in Ms. Pilani way back in 1988.
Okay, so as you talked about your communication skills, so yes, they are shown here also, like the way you are communicating right now. How did Vaisheshika come into being?
Vaisheshika came into being, first of all, I should say Vaisheshika means it is a treatise on physics
Okay,
propounded by Rishi Kanad. He was an Indian research scientist and scholar way back in 800 BC who
okay,
gave the concept of electronic configuration, atomic structure, chemical bonding, and all the other basic fundamentals. And the entire treatise is known as Vaisheshika. So, since I have been inclined to establish an electronics manufacturing instrumentation industry, I thought that my name of the company should be
Vaisheshika.
Vaisheshika. And we started as a two-man enterprise. I was the founder and I have one technician.
Oh,
It was a two-man's company when we started.
that's really great, sir. So in those early days, what were the challenges you faced?
Yes, that's very appropriate. When you start almost as a novice, no business experience, no industrial experience, and suddenly you have thought of starting a business enterprise. The challenge is that when you come into the real business world, the technology which you take from a research laboratory to make it a commercially viable product, it takes lot of industrial effort in making that industrial design, which has been transferred by the laboratory to you into an industrially viable design. And that happens when you take that particular prototype to the customers in the field, show them, they look at it and they evaluate, then they tell that these are the additional features, additional requirements, amendments, upgradation required in your design. And I tell you, most of the time it has been the customer who guided me as to how those upgradations can be done.
Okay.
They literally made the instruments more versatile, more industrially oriented, and viable. You understand my point?
Oh,
The
yes, I.
customers became my mentor. They said, Sir, Jain Saab, we will help you in making this instrument. You have brought a very good digital multimeter. They helped in improving upon that equipment so that it should be acceptable in the.
So it's basically when we start, we learn from the environment and gets,
Yeah, we learn from the entire ecosystem.
yes.
When you uh, interact with the people, with your the customers, uh, users, they support you looking at your aptitude to improve upon, innovate upon, and bring the things to an optimum level. I should say my customers have been very sympathetic, very supportive in making the product industrially viable.
So your customers worked as your mentors.
Yes, yes, exactly. In the university, they were the teachers and professors. Then the technical know-how. CSIO Chandigarh was the mentor. And when I produce the product, then customer was the mentors.
Mm.
That is how you evolve in life.
Oh, yes. So, what was your topic of PhD and who were your mentors?
The subject topic of the PhD thesis was transfer of technology from national research laboratories to instrumentation industry in India. And my research has to investigate what are the barriers in the transfer of technology from the research laboratory to the industry. What can be the possible factors which can facilitate and promote the transfer of technology. So, and what are the causative factors that the technology transfer is required? Because as on date, in our country, there are more than 40 national research laboratories, but the technology utilization ratio is less than 40%.
Mm.
So it means if we are producing 100 technologies, not even 40 are getting transferred to the industry. That means they do not see the light of the day. So my research investigated the causative factors, barriers. That what are the barriers which do not allow the transfer of technology, and what are the what can be the facilitating factor for the smooth transfer of technology, so that the entire process of transfer should become more efficient and more productive. So technology transfer from national research laboratory to instrumentation industry in India.
And who were your mentors that time?
Yeah. Dr. Shankar Gavarikar was the director of Central Scientific Instruments Organization, Chandigarh. And after qualifying my uh, eligibility examination at BITS Pilani, I approached him because I have very regular interaction with CSIO for the last 14 years, between 74 to 88. Sir, I need your advisory for a PhD mentor. I have qualified the, he was very happy because the people from industry are not normally inclined to go for a doctoral research work.
Mm.
So instantaneously, Dr. Gavarikar jumped on the idea and said, I shall be your mentor. So I was fortunate that the director of the Central Scientific Instruments Organization was my PhD mentor.
Yes. So, was there a moment or project where you thought that now the impact that it is making impact right now?
Yes, very relevant question. When I started my industry in 1974, at that time I have no idea that we someday will be working or shall be producing the products in a domain which will be futuristic in nature. It is in 1991, for the first time, we realized that this country shall require calibration standards, means standards for the measurement of physical parameters,
Mm.
almost in all segments: industry, defense, space. And it is at that time we started producing calibration standards for four physical parameters:
Okay.
resistance simulation for RTD simulations,
Okay.
temperature calibration standards, force calibration standards for pressure transducers,
Mm.
and dimensional standards for the length.
Length.
And that was the moment you will be very much pleased to know that we graduated into the domain of calibration standards, and within a span of 10 years, our calibration standards were in great demand in the aeronautical industry, in the Jaguar light combat aircraft, big aircraft, Sukhoi aircraft. We were the manufacturers and suppliers to more than 13 factories of the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited in these prestigious aircraft projects. And then our moment of pride came when our calibration standards were installed at Vikram Sarabhai Space Center in Tiruvananthapuram and Satish Dhawan Space Center at Sriharikota. We installed a 450-ton load cell calibration system at Satish Dhawan Space Center, Sriharikota, which is the biggest load cell calibration facility in Asia. And I feel so proud to mention that this facility has been used in Chandrayaan 2, in Chandrayaan 3, and right now we have Kalam satellite, which was a test ride in the static test bed facility in Space Center Sriharikota. And this calibration facility of loads and calibration system has been utilized. And I am very proud to mention that this facility is the biggest facility in Asia, and this space center at Sriharikota is using it successfully for the last 15 years.
Okay.
It is a really
Very big.
moment of
Yes, that's very nice, sir. I'm actually feeling so proud of you, like, and I'm so much grateful that I'm sitting in front of you and getting this opportunity.
we were very fortunate. After the successful installation of our calibration standard of loop cell calibration at the Space Center, we have the opportunity to install the similar standards at the High Energy Material Research Laboratory in Pune, Defense Research and Development Laboratory at Jagdalpur for the Agni missile projects of the country.
Okay.
That is the relevance, and that is the, I should say, uh, moment of pride and achievement, professional achievement.
And it is a moment of pride and achievement for us also that you are here at IIIT Raichur as a professor of practice. So, so how did teaching and industry work influence your life?
Uh, Industry is my bread and butter. It is my profession. Teaching is my passion.
Okay.
And if fortunately you can get the opportunity to pursue your passion while you are uh, pursuing your profession, I tell you, this is a divine blessing.
Hmm.
I have been an adjunct professor at Birla Institute of Technology and Science, Pilani for 22 years.
Okay.
From 1988 to 2010, I was adjunct professor at Birla Institute of Technology and Science, Pilani. And now, effective August 2025, I will be a professor of practice
At
at IIIT at
Raichur.
Raichur. Yeah, I enjoy. It is something, I tell you, once upon a time, I have the opportunity to uh, speak to Dr. Jayant Narlika. That, sir, what is the secret of success in your life? He says, I never worked in my life. Astrophysics was my passion, and I pursued, and people paid me for the pursuance of my passion. And Dr. Jayant Narlikar has been one scientist who was nominated for Nobel Prize 3 times.
Oh.
He said that I pursued my passion, people paid for it. So I have been very fortunate that while pursuing my business profession, I could pursue my academic activities, and it really gives you a lot of satisfaction that you share your industrial experience with the students who are young budding students. You can inspire them. Maybe to some extent you can be a role model for them, and you really want to pay back to the society who has done so much for you. And why not we ignite the minds? Ignite the minds. It was the message by Mr. Abdul Kalam that the young mind should be ignited. When you go from the industry and speak to the students, you are igniting the mind with passion and with mentoring them for the future. That this is a real life experience, this is the real life scenario. So that way, industrial experience and the academic teaching, they are complementary to each other. They're complementary.
So tell us about your work at Indian Space and Missile Programs.
Uh, Basically, we were invited by the Indian Space Research Organization at Sriharikota, wherein we were told that they require a load cell calibration system for the static test bed, where they would be testing the prototype motors for the satellites. And they wanted to install the facility for 450-ton load cell calibrations. We approached an American company, Morehouse Instrument Company, which was specializing in the manufacturing of load cell calibration system. We entered into a collaboration with them and they produced the instrument. We installed, commissioned, and trained the engineers and scientists at the Indian Space Research Organization at Tiruvananthapuram and Sriharikota to operate those machines and to get the desired outputs. I'm very satisfied that these machines are commissioned and installed by our engineers and we take care of them even today after 15 years.
So it's so great to know that you started from two people and then you approached American companies.
Yes, because I should be very honest to tell you that to have the state of the art technology, you must enter into manufacturing collaborations or some joint collaboration where the technology can come from a company which is on a higher echelon and it can be transferred to you and you can further disseminate that product, bring that product to the industrial user's place, install it, commission it, train it, and enable the customer to function and get the required results.
Yes, sir. So out of all awards and honors, is there any award that is extra special to you?
Yes, very relevant question. We were selected for the National Award for quality products in electronic process control instrumentation in the year 2002. And this award was given by Dr. Manmohan Singh, the then Prime Minister of India at Gyan.
Hmm.
And I must say that it's altogether a different feeling. It's a feeling of ecstasy, pride, honor, and delight
Hmm.
that the work, the chosen field, as a small and micro unit, has been recognized at the national level
Hmm.
to the extent that it has been selected for the national award for quality product. And the second award which I got, for which I really feel honored, it was the um, it was the Lalsi Varman Award instituted by the Institution of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineers, which is awarded to a person who has more than 10 years of outstanding contributions to the field of precision measurements and scientific contribution. That award was given to me and conferred upon me at Physics Research Laboratory in Ahmedabad by Dr. R. Chidambaram, who was the scientific advisor to the Prime Minister of India at that time. So these two awards really uh, hold a great place. And very recently, in the year 2024, I was conferred the Distinguished Alumnus Award by the Kurukshetra University. And the Lifetime Achievement Award by the Ambala Scientific Instrument Manufacturer Association for my contributions to promote the cause of industry. So these four awards really have a great place in my life.
Why take up the role of professor of practice at IIITR at this stage of your journey?
Very, very interesting question, I should say. Age is a number. A person at the age of 45 can be as old as a 95-year-old person.
Yes.
A person at the age of 95 can be as young as an 18 years teenager. I should tell you, your physical agility is directly proportional to your mental agility.
Hmm.
At the age of 83, after Abdul Kalam, after remaining the president of India for 5 years, he went to Indian Institute of Management, Shillong, to deliver the convocation address at the age of 83.
Hmm.
And after the presidency, after the superannuation from the President of India, he was teaching at the university as a visiting professor at Anna University in Chennai and at various other universities. And Dr. Abdul Kalam has been one person who is considered and who is known as the missile man of India.
Hmm.
So I should say, if Dr. Abdul Kalam could be going to the students at the age of 83, I am 74. I, I have 9 years more still to go at, provided it is permitted by the government. Age is a number. The reception, your ability to listen to the students, to address to their concern, and to tell them you are the future of the world. You matter to this country. You are very important, and you are talented. It is our role to inspire the younger generation rather than uh, slogging into a very passive lifestyle in retirement.
Hmm.
I tell you, it is very, very invigorating to come into such a beautiful environment, to be amongst the age group of 25 to 30. So my average also comes down. If there are 50 students in class, okay, and my average has also come down from 74 to 41 and 42, I think. So it's a very pleasant experience. And the government of India has introduced the scheme of Professor of Practice so that the people who have practiced in life, they should bring their practical knowledge to the students so that while they are studying in the campus, they could feel the real industrial life pulse. When the man from the industry shares his knowledge with the students in the chosen domain of knowledge, chosen domain of degree, chosen domain of.
So, sir, you're really a very big example, like Dr. Kalam. That age doesn't matter. What you have to do, you can do at any age.
I will disagree with you on one aspect. I am no comparison to Dr. Kalam. I am drawing inspiration from him. I think I am a microcosm as compared to Dr. Kalam. He was a giant,
Yes.
but even today he remains a role model for me.
Hmm.
It is people like Satish Dhawan, like Dr. Homi Bhabha, like Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, Dr. Abdul Kalam, who have been the architect of self-reliance in atomic energy, in space research, in missile program in this country. They did it with indigenous manpower, with Indian scientists, with Indian engineers, with Indian infrastructure. So I should say that contributing something for the country and for the young student, it is a divine gift. I feel blessed, to be honest.
Okay, thank you, sir, for coming here and for devoting your precious time in this podcast.
I feel honored. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And to the listeners, thank you so much for staying tuned with us. We will meet again in the next episode of deKode with another great leader. Thank you.